All right, y'all. Welcome back. Episode number 2. We in this thing. We here today with the podcast. We made the change. Crystal, we gotta start saying it like at the same time so it can sound cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do it again. Start over.
Welcome, y'all. We back. Episode 2 to the podcast. We
made the change.
God, we can't do this. Never
practice.
mind, y'all. We'll practice next episode. Episode 3, we gonna have it together. We
should.
probably not, but we go act like
If we don't, it's his fault because I got it.
Good Lord.
Let's go.
So, episode 1, guys, we left off giving y'all a brief description of how we got to where we are at right now. A little glimpse
a little
of
bit of our background.
Yeah. You know, not too much craziness. But of course, the whole concept of this podcast is to talk about the change that's necessary to get wherever you're trying to get to, whether it be success, whether it be just moving out your mama house.
Right.
You better be ready for them bills, I'll tell you that.
I wish I can go back.
I'm cool. But today, I really want to just talk about, I think this is a big thing in our communities that we don't talk about a lot, which is some of the things that you have to deal with and try to overcome when dealing with your family and trying to make that change. Because I know sometimes family, when you got a different mindset from your family, sometimes it's kind of difficult because you don't know how to maneuver through that.
It's kind of lonely sometimes.
Oh, it's very lonely sometimes because over this journey of me trying to reach success, I've seen all these people talk about their road to success and what they did to get to success. And they always talk about how, you know, it's kind of hard because typically you don't see anybody in your family or in your neighborhood that are trying to go in that same direction.
Right.
It's kind of like you're the black sheep for the most part. I probably can contest to all the books that I've read and all the podcasts and the stories that I've heard. Most of those single individuals are the black sheep of their family. And then they get to a point to where they get comfortable with understanding that. Because I think that's a hard thing, to realize that you are that and to actually embrace it.
Yeah, because I still go through it.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say I'm 100% there to where I embrace it.
Yeah.
This year was my year of no.
Okay.
So
let's get into that. Get into that no. Y'all need to understand what that no represents, because that no it's a big deal. It's really a big deal. Break the no down.
You're going to lose a lot of friends.
Okay.
Probably some family members. And it's okay.
So what is no saying no to? What do you no to?
I was the one where I want to see everybody win. I still want to see everybody win.
Absolutely.
I just can't pay for it all the time. That's the thing. I just can't. And I love to help people, but it gets draining sometimes because in my family, it's 6 of us.
Okay.
I'm the oldest.
Okay.
But
you the big dog.
I am the big dog.
Yeah.
Say it again.
Yeah. Oh Lord. Never mind.
Yeah, I'm the big dog.
She the big dog.
So, everybody comes to you. Now, I got some independent sisters and brothers. My brother, he's very independent.
Okay.
But even with my nieces, my nephews, like, I'm the go-to.
Yeah.
Like, everybody calls me when they need something.
Yeah.
I'm the go-to because I would do it. You know, no hesitate. I might talk a little bit of noise, but I'm going to do it eventually.
And you want to do it.
You want to do it because you want to see your family on top.
Absolutely.
And it's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely. But at the same time, I was taking on everybody's problems, and it's draining. I got my own problems.
Yeah, it has to be boundaries.
Yeah. And that's what I learned this year, too, boundaries.
Yeah.
So I'm still learning.
And that's a hard lesson to learn because, like you said, you know, when you are coming into this new journey of success or making a change within your life, you start being exposed to different things and you start realizing that there are certain things that you can't do that you once did, particularly pertaining to your family.
Right. You can't move in certain ways. You can't hang out in certain places. Some stuff that I probably would have did back then, no. You know, I wouldn't even think about it. I I can't be in certain situations. I can't hang around certain family members because sometimes, and I'm not just saying family members, friends.
Yeah.
We don't have the same mindset.
Yeah.
And sometimes when you're around people, they can drain you. Yes. They can bring you down, and you're trying to elevate. So you got to hang around people of your caliber or more. Yeah. So.
Yeah, that's so true. And it's hard because you said monetary. Like people asking you for money.
And it's not always monetary.
But the thing that gets me when it comes to wanting to help family or friends, I would love for them to come to me for information.
Right.
Because I think the information is way more valuable than the money. Yeah. Because if you got the information and you really tuned in to the information, the money go come.
Right. Don't they got the saying about the fish you teach you know what I'm trying to say about the teach somebody how to fish? I can't think of how it goes.
I know what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying, though. Yeah.
I know what you're saying.
If I give you the information, you can take that information and you can go make your own money and keep doing it versus if I give you the money, when you spend the money, it's gone, but then you're coming back.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
can't lead the horse to water, but you can't make them drink it. I know that.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
But it's hard. It's hard because, you want to see everybody in your circle win.
Right.
And, I personally have been through this journey, and I have I have more of a connection to some of my close friends than I do to some of my family members for the most part.
Sometimes friends become family.
Absolutely. And you need that because when you're exposed to a different room of people, like, don't get it twisted. I love my family to death.
Right.
But my way of thinking might not be the same way of thinking it was when I was a kid walking around my family. Right. And as you get older and you become, you get a family and you start, moving around. For me personally, I moved away from my family.
How was that?
So I was in Oklahoma when I went through the situation I went through that led me to Oklahoma. It was, I don't know, because I was always, even as a kid, I hung with my family, but I was also always in my own thoughts. So, like, I would always isolate myself even as a kid. I was a worker. So I always worked. I worked. So it kind of kept me away from a lot of family stuff.
So let me ask you this. Was there ever a point in your life where you felt different? Like, I'm not the same as everybody else.
Yeah. I ain't gonna even say different. I think I struggled with wanting to fit in to a certain degree.
That's a big thing too.
You know what I'm saying? I think I want, like, some of my family members might have did something and they did it together and I wasn't a part of it, and it made me feel some type of way.
Yeah.
Like, made me feel like I want to be a part of that, but
they didn't invite you.
Not even didn't invite me. My mindset was so focused on this over here.
Oh, okay.
Because I knew, especially at a certain point in my life, I knew in order to obtain this, I got to make some sacrifices.
Yeah.
And those sacrifices can sometimes lead to you missing out on some things that might include your family. Mm-hmm. So it would make me feel some type of way, like birthday parties I didn't get invited to, or gatherings that I didn't get invited to. But sometimes I had to look back and go, well, you got to face the reality of without no sacrifice, there's no success. So you got to be willing to make the sacrifice. And for the longest, it was just me. Like, I didn't have no kids, and I wasn't, I ain't had nobody else to really be in my circle immediately. Like, now, I do everything with my family.
Right.
So it really don't really bother me like it used to. But, like, when I lived in Oklahoma, I ain't gonna lie, I used to feel a certain type of way. Like, nobody came visit me, things like that. So it made me kind of feel like, damn, like, they don't love me like they love everybody else. But then I had to realize, like, I'm on this journey. Yeah. And sometimes these journeys, you be by yourself.
Yeah, everybody's not meant to come.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah.
But I think that makes you who you are destined to be.
Yeah.
Going through that journey.
Yeah. I seen Clarissa Shields, the female boxer.
Oh, yeah.
She was talking on one of the podcasts about, the dynamics of her family now that she's financially successful, and all the things she's done for her family, and how, like, her and her sister relationship had grew apart and she didn't know why. And it wasn't nothing that she did, but you know, sometimes people envy you so much and not even trying to,
right?
But they dislike or are kind of envious of your position to where it makes them build this self-hate about you that they don't even know they're doing.
Yeah, they're not even trying
because they purposely are distancing themselves away from you because of what you might be, the conversations you might be having now.
Right.
Because if I was the type where in my younger days and I'm coming around you and all we talking about is going to the club, hanging out, kicking it, and then now the new me comes around and now I'm talking about financial wealth and growth and learning and reading and all this.
And they not on it.
They not on it. They go be like,
who he think he is? Yeah.
Not even necessarily who he think he is, because I don't even think that's their mindset. I don't think it's a place of I want to hate you or I want to dislike you. I think it's just a discomfort. I think it's just totally uncomfortable for them to be in a room. That's just like before we had this mindset that we have now. Mm-hmm. Like when I talk about my GED and me being around college-educated people, it wasn't that I was hating on them. I was just uncomfortable being around them.
Yeah, I totally understand that because I didn't go the traditional route. Uh-huh. I got my nursing license, but I went to like one of those
what you paid for your nursing? You stole it? What you talking about? You ain't go to class?
I am a real nurse. Don't play. I'm a real nurse. But I didn't go. I didn't go the traditional 4-year route. Uh-huh. And a lot of my friends, they did. And my family, you know, I came from teachers, so they all went to college, and I felt some type of way. Okay. And maybe you're right. Maybe they didn't feel that type of way, but when you're around those people that go to college, I felt uncomfortable. Yeah. Even though I feel like I'm just as smart as them, but I would still feel uncomfortable, and they didn't make me feel, you know, they wasn't intentionally making me feel any type of way. It was something that I had to work on, that I still have to work on.
And I think that's how it is with some of our family members. I don't think they're purposely saying, "Ooh, I want to hate you because of your success." I think it's something within them that they're battling that they're trying to overcome, and they really don't know how to communicate that, because that's, you know, communication is one of those things where it takes time. Yeah, you got to put some effort into it, and you got to do it with the intentions of making it positive no matter how you say it. Yeah. You know, and that's hard coming from where we come from, because
I'm still working on that.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I mean, this podcast is called We Made the Change, but we are still working on that.
Yeah, we definitely still working.
But I feel like long as you're moving in a positive direction.
Absolutely.
And because you're not going to never stop learning.
Yeah.
Every day you
At least I
hope
you're not.
Right. Yeah. If you do, you just stagnate. Yeah. You know. Yeah. But
taking up breath.
Taking up space, right?
Taking up space.
Inside joke. But yeah, you have to learn every day. You have to grow. You have to be willing to grow.
Yes.
And
you got to be willing to grow and be uncomfortable at the same time, because growth is uncomfortable. I can remember when I was in school and I was trying to cheat on them tests, and they didn't let me, and it was very uncomfortable because I wanted to cheat real bad.
You want to cheat real bad? What stopped you from cheating?
Them teachers.
Did y'all have the teachers that had the paddles and stuff?
Oh man, we had a coach. Oh my goodness! Shout out. I'm pretty sure if Coach Giles from Fred Influence is still alive, he made a huge impact on a lot of kids' lives. Yeah. He was one of them teachers that taught my dad, and and he had the paddle with the hose in it that suck your butt when it hit you.
I didn't get hit with a paddle. I seen it. I was a good student.
Yeah, you didn't want to mess up around Coach Giles. If you knew Coach Giles back in them days, you did not want to make no mistake around that man. But so yeah, I think it's just one of those terms to where everybody's transitioning.
All right.
And from our perspective, because we are seeing the vision of where our change is going to take us, it's hard to get an understanding from our family sometimes.
Yeah. And I think they want to understand. Yeah. But like you said, it's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying this is my situation, but I've seen situations, where the child, you know, as they get older, they kind of outgrow the parents, like
yeah, yeah,
learning wise.
that happens a lot, and especially, you know, I'm just thinking about my kids who are 9 and 6, and the information they're obtaining right now at such a young age. If I came to a point in my life where I said, you know what, I'm content. This is where I am. I'm gonna stop learning. I'm just gonna deal with life as it comes to me, and I'm gonna stay stagnant. They will surpass me with their thinking and their way of looking at life and their growth potential because of me being so comfortable in that position. So I think a lot of our family members, especially coming back from, you know, our parents' era, they didn't have all the stuff we have now. They didn't have the communication that we have now. They didn't have access to things of this nature to be able to communicate and learn from each other and continue to want to grow. So a lot of them are the generation who had, you know, retirement jobs and, you know, I'm going to get my Social Security and, you know what I'm saying? So their vision was just this one path. Everybody goes this one path. Well, our generation came in and we started getting introduced to entrepreneurship, you know, all these other opportunities. And then our kids are now coming up in a position where they just own.
They blessed.
It's crazy.
I love it though.
Oh, I love it. It's crazy the advantages that they have right now.
I really believe in that when they say, you know, when we were younger, you can be anything you want to be.
Yeah.
It's really true.
Oh yeah.
Like
it's
take advantage of it.
And the thing about it is, I say that speaking on generation after generation after generation, but at the end of the day, it's a choice.
Yeah.
You know, because even, you know, that 80-some-year-old man who's, you know, got breath in his body, he can wake up and still make a choice to elevate his life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think a lot of people, especially coming from our culture, get comfortable. And I say it all the time. We can sometimes block ourselves from being great.
Yeah.
Because we don't necessarily push ourselves because it's so uncomfortable in the beginning.
Change is hard.
Yeah,
very hard.
And making that change. And I think for me, personally, I love getting in front of people and challenging them to want to change.
You do.
Oh, I do it a lot. Because I feel like a lot of people don't get confronted with those obstacles to say, hey, what are you doing? Like, why are you not in this position? Why are you not thinking like this?
Right.
And when you go so long without anybody approaching you in that manner, you don't really care about it no more.
Yeah, and sometimes you have to watch your approach to how, because like you said, when you go so long, you're used to it.
Yeah.
You're stuck in your ways, and somebody coming and tell you, hey, why don't you look at it like this?
Yeah.
It's kind of like you challenging them almost. So
I definitely feel like the approach has to be the right way.
Yeah.
I personally, I'm gonna brag on myself. I feel like I'm blessed to know how to approach a lot of people in their situations. But it's a contest to my life and the things I've overcome.
Right.
Because I feel like I'm relatable to so many people on so many different levels because of my upbringing and because of my thought process as I was going through this journey. With you having to overcome, because like I said, we went back to when you was a young teenage mom, being in those circumstances and knowing that honestly that's like not abnormal. Like it happens. It happens. What change did you feel like you had to say, my family is comfortable with me probably being content with this situation and not getting out of this comfort zone and changing my mindset and continue to go? Like what did you look at or think about in the process of dealing with your family in that manner?
I just wanted better for myself and my baby. So I disappointed a lot of people when, I got pregnant. I disappointed myself because I'm like, oh, this will never happen to me.
Yeah.
But it happens, and it happens to a lot of us. Yeah. But you can't get stuck there because it's easy. I didn't have help from his dad. My family helped me a lot with him so that I could finish school, so that I could work. And just going back to them days, it was hard.
Yeah.
Like when I think about it, it's just the stuff that I've overcome.
Yeah.
But it all started with mindset.
Yeah.
I had to look and say, I don't want to be 16 pregnant, continuing to get pregnant, having all these kids. Yeah. And, you know, some people do and they still make the change. But my journey was, I got to do something. Yeah. I can't be just working at no fast food, and there's nothing wrong with that. I just knew that I wanted.
Hold on. It ain't nothing wrong with it.
I mean,
at some point.
Yeah, as a team.
At some point. Because
you got to want better for yourself.
It's so many people.
I don't want to offend nobody.
I'm going to offend a lot of people. I don't care. At some point, you got to get to a point to where fast food ain't going to do it for you.
Yeah, it's
like, you got to challenge yourself to get out there, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people who are older that are working in fast food have a lot of opportunities and a lot of skills that they don't put to test because they lazy. They don't challenge themselves and they don't push themselves. Like, if we go be honest, let's be honest. Yeah. Like, if you 40 plus years old and I'm not saying you 40 plus and you got a circumstance or a story that landed you in a position to where it was out of your control.
Right.
Because some people do face battles. You know, I got a family member who did 20-some years in prison and probably not justified for the time for the crime.
Yeah.
So, you know, when you take that much life away from somebody, it's hard to get out into society and really go out there and think about what you can do. So those circumstances I understand, but if it's not circumstances that you can get out of to put yourself in a better position, like, that's just you.
Yeah, that's true.
That's just you.
I just knew I didn't want that. So
you didn't want fast food.
Nah, I knew I had to go to school.
Okay.
To me, that was my only way out. Go to school. Yeah. I always wanted to become a nurse. So whatever I got to do, I was a CNA first, and I went to work, went to CNA school. Yeah. Once I finished that, I quit. I worked at Brahms. I was scooping ice cream. So did that. When I got my CNA license, I quit Brahms, and I did that full time. While I was doing that, I was going to nursing school. But you don't know how many times I wanted to quit. Yeah. Because I would wake up 6 o'clock. I have to go to school. I get out of school at 4 o'clock, go straight to work. I'm off about 11, 12, and I'm doing it every day. Yeah. With a baby, and it's hard. Yeah. So you gotta want to change. Yeah. You have to.
It's definitely, I feel like it's a young teen mom out there that needs to hear that because you know, when you going through that journey, you kind of feel like you're alone.
Yeah, you do feel alone. You feel very alone. You feel lost. You feel like kind of depressed. Some people go through depression. Yeah. Like what did I do? And you don't want to put that on your baby. Yeah. You know. So I was like, we're going to have a better life. Yeah. And I just worked to make it happen.
I'm glad you didn't start smoking cigarettes.
Really? Cigarettes, really? I thought you were going to say crack. I'm like, wait.
Dang, we went straight from cigarettes to crack. Okay. But, yeah, that's definitely some challenging things to go through. But the beauty behind it is you overcame it.
Yeah, and that's what I want to. Eventually, I want to get to a point where I can do some type of mentorship with young girls and let them know it's not over. Just because you have a baby, it is not over. Yeah. Like, you can overcome anything. Yeah. And I got friends that had babies. We wasn't no teenage pregnancy clique. It wasn't nothing like that. It wasn't nothing like that. It just happened. But
all the pregnant mamas, y'all meet us over here by the lockers.
Bring your babies.
Come on.
Okay,
come on.
But no, it wasn't like that. It's just, you know, when you have a baby, sometimes friends disappear. Yeah. Sometimes their mamas don't want them hanging around. Absolutely. You. Oh, she fast.
Yeah. So, I would say that.
Yeah, I have girls now, and so
you know, you ain't hanging with her.
Yeah, I'm very selective.
No.
But you know, it's lonely and it's scary because you don't know what's gonna happen to you. So
What made it hard? I mean, what made when you going through this change? How did you know that at some point you got to be able to communicate with somebody about this stuff? Because if you don't talk about it, you just continue to bottle it up and it'll eat you alive.
It took me a while because I was stubborn.
Yeah.
So, and I was embarrassed.
Yeah. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah, I was embarrassed.
And I think we don't talk about that enough, about people being embarrassed about their mistakes or whatever they're going through and think it's a mistake.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to overcome this whole embarrassed thing. We really got to overcome this whole embarrassed thing. Like, you shouldn't be embarrassed to do nothing.
No, because it's what you got to go through to get to the next step.
Absolutely.
But, yeah, I was embarrassed. So, a lot of stuff that I went through, I probably could have avoided. Mm-hmm. But because of the shame and the embarrassment, I went through it.
Yeah, but you needed to.
I had to. I absolutely had to. But it was people there to help me. Yeah. It was this place called Promise House.
Okay. Shout out to the Promise House.
Yeah, I think they're still around.
Okay.
And I can't remember her name, but it was a lady. And she would always call and check on me. Yeah. And I would be kind of standoffish.
Yeah.
I don't want you knowing my business.
Yeah.
Like, why are you calling me?
Yeah.
But eventually I opened up to her. And she was somebody that I can talk to because we need that. We need somebody that we can go to and talk to without any judgment. Yeah. And sometimes family can be judgmental.
Absolutely.
You know, you was out there doing this and
you look fast.
Yeah, you look fast and got pregnant. So, you know, you don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
When you're going through it, you don't want to hear it. You want somebody to just kind of listen to you and guide you in the right direction. And that's what she did for me.
Good. So. We got to find that lady. Shout out to that lady, whoever she is. Crystal don't even know no more.
I don't know. I feel bad, but I don't know.
You need to get your life together. But that's dope because, you know, when you're going through those things and you can have somebody, like you said earlier, people become family that ain't necessarily blood.
Right.
So, you know, that's a big thing. And I think from a community standpoint, and I'm talking about all communities, I think we need to do more of that. Yeah. I think the approach of people having the in-depth conversations about things they might be going through, people need to be willing to have a listening ear and be able to communicate in a way to where you can help somebody through their journey, because you just never know. And this is the thing that gets me all the time. It don't matter how old you are.
Oh no.
It don't matter how old. I one thing I cannot stand is the old man or woman who feel like they don't need to hear anything from nobody.
Right. Especially coming from a younger person.
Oh my goodness. My goodness. And I'm like, you might learn something.
Yeah. The younger generation can teach.
Yes.
You know, teach us.
Yes.
The older generation can teach us. They can teach us stuff. But,
and I feel like the older generation, if you've experienced enough life and you have something to share, I think you need to be sharing it.
Yeah, you should. Yeah. Don't hold it, you know. Yeah. We learn from them. Yeah. Just like the generations up under us, they're going to learn from us. But at the same time, we're learning from them.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Like this one, you're older, so you get to share experience.
Who older? Like, who are you talking about? I'm really thinking you finna come with something.
You're older, so you get to share with the younger generation.
Hey. I have a lot of teenagers.
Yeah.
And, I mean, teenagers are hilarious.
Yes.
But they teach me a lot. Yeah.
I ain't ready.
Mine they're funny.
Yeah.
And they're friends. We always have a house full of people. Yeah. But they're funny, but it's like they're eager to learn. Yeah. Like, I've had people come up, their friends come up, can you show me how to do this? Can y'all show me how to do that? Yeah. I'm like, yeah, I'm ready for it. Yeah. I love it.
I love that. I love that. I think that's what's definitely going to separate this generation of kids that's coming up compared to the ones before us, and even us, because we really just getting into that stage of our life where we're excited about wanting to learn and want to grow and want to elevate. I don't think I know not in my teens I felt like that, by no means. I didn't feel like that. I was bold enough to even approach anybody and tell them that I want to learn from you. I want you to teach me this. I want you to teach me that. Right. So
I think I was in survival mode.
I think we all were. I think for us now, our kids won't have to deal with survival mode because you rich and you got.
I'm not rich. I'm trying to get there. I'm not rich.
You are rich.
Didn't I tell you people be asking me for stuff? Don't be talking about I'm rich.
My bad. You say you've mastered no by this time.
I have.
Crystal is gonna tell y'all no, so don't ask her for no money. She ain't got no money. No.
But I love to help. Yeah. I love to help. I do. I really do. I actually enjoy it.
I do too. Yeah. I enjoy helping. Me personally, I've battled with that for a long time because I used to feel obligated.
Yeah.
Especially in my 20s because I didn't have any kids. I was by myself. I was quote unquote financially able to help out people, and I felt what do they call that when you I wasn't NFL, NBA type successful where I felt bad about not being able to help, but I had
a little more than others.
Yeah, I had a little bit more than others, and I would feel like, well, I got it type thing. You know what I'm saying? And I think we get to that point in our life where we have that mindset of I got it, not looking at the future. Because I blew a lot of money, Crystal.
Yeah, I did too.
A lot of money. Too. Oh my goodness, I blew
what
a lot. I ain't bought nothing. But I wish I would have had, even in my 20s, we didn't have the podcast where they can sit you down and say, hey, do A, B, and C with your money, do this with your money. We just taught the generic
go to work. Put in savings.
Put a
little bit in savings.
Rainy day.
Yeah, that's it.
I hate the rainy day term.
Yeah, that was it.
Oh, my goodness.
No investment, no nothing.
Yeah.
But see, these kids have an advantage because, look, we got a podcast.
Yeah.
All these videos and stuff. When I get up in the morning, I don't go to Facebook.
Yeah.
I go straight to a podcast.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I just have it playing while I'm getting ready.
Yep.
I even have it on in the car. And I be telling my kids, look, we finna listen to this. We ain't listening to no music.
Yeah.
I'm trying to put it in their head.
Yes. So make sure when y'all getting up and y'all getting in y'all car, y'all type in YouTube, We Made the Change, and y'all listen to that on your way to work.
Funny.
Yeah, I'm funny. I don't know about you.
Funny.
You better get your funny up.
Hey.
But I think that's very helpful. I think that makes a big difference in people's lives. And I think when we talk about the dynamics of the family, I think we're all going through this process of learning, some slower than others. But at the end of the day, we all want to have our family successful. We all want to have our family on the same term of thinking and want to be the best them, to be honest.
Yeah, that's absolutely what you want.
That's
you want everybody to be – it's lonely when you are the only person in your family that can do certain things. You want to bring them with you, but, everybody can't necessarily afford to come, and then you feeling like, well, I got to pay for everybody.
Yeah.
But then they get old.
Yeah.
So it's like you want to get them to the point, to the level that you are, but then sometimes they're not ready for it. Because I don't know how many times I've tried to, put this in this person.
Somebody.
Yeah. And everybody around me, they ain't going to do that. They ain't going to do it. And I'm like, no, yes, they are. Y'all lying. Y'all don't know them.
Yeah.
And then I get disappointed. I get let down. Now I feel like a fool because I keep putting my effort into you.
Yeah.
You keep letting me down, but you have to let people go at their own pace sometimes.
Absolutely. And I think letting people go at their own pace is something that we struggle with.
Yeah,
because we want to push.
Yeah, and you want them to do it right now.
Yep.
And I got a problem with being bossy.
Woo!
A little bit, just a little bit.
That's gonna be a tagline right there. That right there. Say that into the camera. She has a problem with being bossy.
I'll admit it, and I'm not ashamed. I do.
I'm laughing because I'm the same way. But I ain't gonna say mine out like that. I'm gonna be quiet on mine.
Look, I'm trying to change.
Yeah, I ain't trying to change that.
Yeah, I'm trying to grow. So I'm working on that. But I be wanting people to do it in my time.
Yeah.
And it don't work like that.
And you got to think about it. We did it at our own time. You know what I'm saying? For me, I just seen a quote the other day talking about, and I think I posted on my IG, when you meet people and you see their success, you don't know how long they've been going through their journey to get success. And, you know, for me, it's been 15 years of me just waking up and realizing that I can achieve this and I can achieve that. Right. So it's hard to, and that's because of my journey. Some people are just now embracing their journey, so it might take 5 more years for them to get it.
Right.
The thing that I wish for the most is I live long enough to see my siblings reach the best version of them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I got a brother and I got 2 sisters. I got 3 sisters. One of my sisters passed away last year, but my 2 younger sisters, so much potential.
Yeah.
I'm talking about these girls are amazing, and they got all the gifts in the world. And I try not to be the overbearing brother.
Yeah. But it's hard sometimes.
But I'm me.
Yeah.
So, but I want them to see that they have so much potential and they can go so far. Yeah. And sometimes you just got to sit back and watch their story.
Sometimes you see the potential in somebody before they see it.
Absolutely.
Then you have to let people learn themselves. A lot of us don't even know ourselves like that. Yeah. So they have to go through all these changes. Yeah. You have to live life because you got to go through some things before you can actually come to the realization that, hey, this is what I need to be doing.
Yeah.
You know, so like when people, I think you told me this, when they going through, they struggle, and I need this, I need that. You may be blocking their blessings.
Oh, I did tell you that.
You did tell me that.
I did tell you. And it's funny how I came across that. So I'm in a chiropractor one day, and this older gentleman, he had to be in his 70s, 80s, and he was talking to the receptionist at the chiropractor, and he was just speaking on him and his wife relationship and how for the longest he struggled because he would always be doing for his family. And his wife was like, no, you need to stop doing for them. Like, cut it out.
Right.
You need to quit that. And he said what really woke him up was his wife told him, you know, God is trying to bless them, but you always stepping in God's way.
Yeah. You got to let them figure it out.
You got to get out the way.
Yeah, because they might need to learn a lesson.
Yes.
In that struggle.
Yes. And I think us as family, as friends, as protectors, and knowing that we went through whatever we went through to get to our journey of success, we want to protect them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But if you protect people from that, they're not going to learn what they need to learn.
Even with your kids, because I have older kids. Yeah. And it's like you want to give them everything that you never had. But you're not helping them by doing that. Like, they have to go through their own struggles to become who they're destined to be. Yeah. Just like we went through our struggles and that led us to who we are, they got to do the same thing. I'm not saying, don't help your kids, because I'm going to absolutely help mine. And I think
she just don't want to buy them cell phones. That's what she's talking about, y'all. She don't want to buy them.
My kids got a phone too. So, but they about to get a flip phone. That's what they about to get, though. But I have to, because, I always was the one that gave them what they want.
Yeah.
But they become spoiled and they become accustomed to stuff.
That's a whole different podcast.
Yeah, so you got to let them struggle sometimes so they can learn.
Absolutely.
It's not that you want to be mean. You just...
It has to be a balance.
Yeah.
It has to be a balance. And that's a hard task to, that's a whole different chapter of your life, just... within itself, trying to learn the balance of being a parent and all that stuff. But
it's a whole other topic.
So at the end of the day, I think the point of what we're trying to convey in this is the struggle of going through your journey and becoming successful, and the dynamics of the family connection when it comes to that.
Yeah.
Being the black sheep, we hear that term all the time, being the black sheep of your family, being the one that overcame this and made it to success or whatever that comes with. And just really, I think if we learn more proper way of communicating with our family on that term, because be honest, we sometimes get to a point where we're like, oh, they jealous, oh, they this, oh, they hating, whatever the situation might be. And I now, as I get older, I kind of come to terms that might not be the situation. No. It's just uncomfortable for them, just like it is uncomfortable for us going through our journey. So
just two different sides of the journey.
Right. So shout out to all the individuals out there going through your level of success and try to overcome these barriers that you're faced with. Understand, I know sometimes family can be, the topic of the household conversation to where, you want to get out of those situations. But understand this. Everybody's going through their journey. Everybody has lessons to learn.
Right.
And let's try not to be so hard on the people who we feel like are not where we want them to be. It's a journey. It's a marathon. I know it took me a long time to wake up. I know it took Crystal a while to wake up. So it might take that family member a minute to wake up, but always be there for them, love them. You ain't got to give them all your money, but you can always give them love, support, and information. I really push that whole information thing because I feel like that is the barrier that'll break whatever they need to have happen in their life, because without the information, they ain't going nowhere anyway. So until next time, like always, we appreciate y'all. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share this with somebody. Share it with a family member that is going through their journey
and need to hear it.
And need to hear it, to be honest, like for real. And that might be half of your family. But it ain't no age limit on it either. It might need to be grandma. Grandma still might be going to the club. She needs to sit down. But like always, we made the change. We still making the change. We want you to make the change.
Let's try it again.
You ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
We made the change.
Oh, she's so wet. But anyway, see y'all on the next episode. Y'all have a good one.